Hi, Natalie. For your feedback for LE3, I decided to use Screencastify. It's one of my favorite Google extensions for creating videos, which casts the screen, as it says. Um, it definitely takes a lot more time and more effort, but I think it's well worth it as students tend to find videos like this for feedback more personal. So um, I'm going to do this in one take. So I apologize if I struggle through certain parts, but I definitely think it shows my ability to take a risk by doing this, and that's what we're trying to do with our students as well. Okay, so here goes. First off, let's talk about your Prezi. It's really good. Um, it definitely it definitely displays your understanding from the entire module as well as part of the course. Um, One of the things I wasn't expecting, which was a nice treat, was the inclusion of videos. This would be great if you were sharing this with staff members or colleagues or friends. I think having those practical examples of seeing the tools in actual use and then a little bit of tutorial videos to go with it can be really practical and helpful in learning the skills or the digital tools. So very nice work. It definitely has displays your understanding and summarizes this LE very well. Okay, moving on. Flipgrid. Thank you so much for taking a risk when you did this. You were the first one. Being first isn't always the easiest, but you did it, and I am very appreciative. Um, Hopefully you found this as beneficial as I did. It was great that almost everyone in the course created one. I think this can be a valuable tool to use with our students as well. We could post a question, um, definitely like for reflection or to answer a specific topic. You can also set them up where they can respond to one another, kind of like we did. I think this is like a tool that we can utilize and could be used quite easily by students, especially because just about every high school student has a cell phone. So this is something that you can use in your class, and you can also use it on your laptops or other devices as well too. So again, thank you so much for contributing to this. I hope you found it useful. Okay, moving on next. Here again, um, my hope with encouraging the Flipgrid as well to do audio was to encourage us to utilize these features. I think sometimes we're a little hesitant, like we don't like to see ourselves recorded, or it's definitely more work. I know it's a challenge for me sometimes too because I'm not scripting any of this. I'm just kind of talking from my head and my thoughts. But I do appreciate that you chose this way. And as you can see, a lot of other people followed suit. Um, so again, this will be a tool that you definitely want to utilize within a e-learning environment because I think that some students might prefer this method, right? Like they might be more comfortable talking than writing, and then they can utilize this as well too. So again, thank you so much for engaging in discussions using the audio. It was neat to have a response back and forth with you on my question. Okay, what else I want to talk about? Okay, so moving into the last part. This one here, as I read through it, it's very clear that you were thinking about assessment and the role that it can play in 21st century, skills. Um, there's a lot of key points I would, find myself kind of nodding my head saying, yep, I agree with that. That's great thinking. One of the parts that I kind of thought about, if I kind of recall, I like here how you included, what part of the achievement chart that this type of, skills would fall under. Like, I think that's great too. And you're thinking about how all the different pieces kind of, fit together in terms of assessment. Many points I really agree with you here. Just trying to remember which one, or not just one, but one I want to talk about. Yep, up here. So when you talk about managing time, that's a big thing with e-learning. I think I think that's an issue even for some of us this summer, where we're trying to balance our lives and the other demands that we have in it. And as well, trying to enjoy the summer, right? Like this is our break. It's really important for us to take the time like to relax and enjoy it because school years are really hectic. But at the same time, it's finding those moments in which you can work, but then scheduling your time is really important. So that's another key uh, another key point that you mentioned. Another thing when you talk about the real world tools and the high quality digital products, I think that many students um, may have like an awareness of digital tools that they can utilize. Maybe they're exposed to like at the elementary level, or they've used in other class, but they might not necessarily understand how to fully utilize them. Like it definitely in terms of ways to demonstrate their understanding or to critical think through it, or to demonstrate their critical thinking. Right. So that takes like definitely a little bit of practice and modeling on the part of the teacher. So being able to have those kind of ready, or to take them through kind of like you would with any success criteria, how, so it's modeling those effective strategies that we could use the digital tools in order to demonstrate our ability to critical think and problem solve. So modeling, I think, here is kind of key, and then following that, gradual release model where you're, doing a lot of check-in and feedback, formative feedback along the ways, like to ensure that they not only get the critical problem solving, but also how to utilize the tools at their disposal. Like I think as we move forward, that's going to be more and more important because, we are headed into a digital age, and those types of presentations, an ability to demonstrate your understanding through whatever it is, like in the workforce or in university, through the major projects that they'll be a part of. So all of these are key things that need to develop. So like I think it is important that the teacher not only takes time to teach the content, but also and expose them to the digitals, but also how to effectively use it, um, to create those high quality products in which you talk about. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I encourage you to join our I've got our next two virtual classrooms. My intent is to try to provide some of those to help for a little more smooth transition to the end. You mentioned you enjoyed them, and I do as well too. Okay, so I encourage you to sign up, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And have a wonderful day. And again, thanks for all your contributions. It's great that you're going back and checking your tasks to see if there's any questions, and responding and providing it, like to others. It's true signs of a reflective practitioner. You're really looking at what you do well, looking at what areas that you want to learn more about, and being open to suggestions from others. Awesome work. Okay, now that's definitely it. Have a great day.